gonna lie, you guys, I love off-roading in EVs. I mean, yeah, the charging situation, of course, is not ideal, but I love the fact that I've got all of this torque and no low range is needed. Now for 2025, Rivian has given us a refreshed R1T, and it's got all kinds of new programming, and it's pretty darn cool. Now I know that there are some of you, I mean, okay, probably most of you, who think that off-roading in an EV is just silly. Well, for you, I have the latest and greatest from Toyota, the new Tacoma TRD Pro, but that also has a few electrons under the hood. That's right, it is full battery electric versus hybrid out here in beautiful Johnson Valley. We're gonna take it up a hill climb, we're gonna get all speedy in a wash, we're gonna do our trademark ziggurat of integrity, and if we're lucky, we just might get into some rocks. So let's get to testing. Now, we've always loved the R1T, but we've only ever wheeled the quad motor version. And you guys, that is a very, very pricey way to get around. So what about the more affordable dual motor version? How does that compare against a more traditional powertrain truck? Well, I've found a couple of hills here. We're gonna go up, we're gonna come down, we're gonna see what happens. So electric trucks do not have a low range. They just have tons of torque. This one's got 800 pound-feet of the stuff. Now in this one, I also do not have a rear locker, but I do have a brake torque vectoring system, and I've got a few drive modes: all-terrain, sand, snow, and sport. So I guess in this, I just put it in all-terrain. So we're just gonna climb up here. It's pretty steep. My pitch is 15 degrees right now. And we're gonna wanna go as slow as possible, as fast as necessary. Come on, baby, come on, baby. Nope. Ugh. Nope, it's not gonna go. It's not going. Now I'm stuck on a hill. All right, you know what we're gonna do this time? We're gonna go with a little bit more momentum.
All right, we're ready.
Nope. Okay, here we go. No. Oh, no. Now I'm stuck at 29 degrees. Okay, so while I think about my life choices here, I tell you what happened. I actually tried this 3 times. I went all the way to the left, I went all the way to the right, and this time I tried to go all the way up the middle. This definitely got me the furthest, but it is not going up. The brake torque vectoring, it's not gonna happen. I need to have a locker or I need to have the quad motor. And it's not power, you guys. It's not power, it's traction. Oh my God, I don't like this. I don't like this. Oh, while I'm backing down, let me tell you about this. If you want to buy an electric truck, maybe a Cybertruck, maybe an F-150, maybe a Rivian R1T with the quad motor, go on over there to Edmunds.com. We've got reviews of all of them. Third time, not quite a charm. So here's the thing, in the quad motor, that can give you traction by adding or deleting torque, and each wheel has got its own motor to do that. In the dual motor version, since it's brake torque vectoring, it can only delete torque, and one motor is trying to do that for 2 wheels. So I think that's a big problem if you really want to get this thing out into the wilds. I mean, the quad would have gone up there, not a problem at all. But the dual motor, like once it starts hopping like this, you're like, it's not gonna happen. All right, so under the hood of the Tacoma, I've got the 2.4 liter 4-banger hybrid engine, and that is putting out 465 pound-feet of torque. But I do have an actual locker, which should make this climb a lot easier. I did kind of tear it up a little bit with the Rivian. There she goes. There she goes. There she goes, trying to get through all those ruts that I made with the Rivian. But she's all good because it's not all about brute force, right? The Rivian's got way more torque than this, but it's all about how you can put that power down. And with the rear locker, the Toyota just does it better. So I've got the off-road cruise control on, and the Toyota is gonna take care of the braking. The inclinometer looks like it says about 30 degrees. I don't know, the gauge is a little tough to read. But when Toyota first came out with this feature, it was really loud and noisy, and now it's super quiet. Don't you beep at me. Oh, now it's making noise. Come on. Winner, winner, chicken. Winner, winner, taco dinner. Now, when it comes to articulation, the more you have, the easier it's gonna be to keep your wheels on terra firma. And like, I like my wheels on the ground. Now, today's ziggurat of integrity is basically just this rock I found. So let's see which vehicle can climb up higher before it lifts a rear wheel. Okay, so that was really surprising. I mean, the fact that I only got up that far, I've got a really good wheelbase here. Plus I've got a great approach angle. Frankly, I expected more. And I think it's because this is the dual motor. We've taken a quad motor up a similar obstacle and it was absolutely fine. It climbed like a billy goat. Now, in fact, I even did this twice because the first time I didn't believe it. But I had my rear wheel here on some, not really soft, but definitely some sand. So I moved it over just a tick so I could have this rear wheel on an actual rock, and I still dug in the front, and this truck wasn't going any higher. Oh, plus when I got out of the vehicle, it moved from hold to park and the vehicle rolled back a little bit. Now, normally I'd get under here and look at skid plates, but you guys, this is just like one big skateboard platform. And the engineers have told me that you can pretty much bang the shit out of that and it's not going to harm the battery. There is a little bit of a little arrow bit on the front that you might want to take off, but other than that, smooth sailing. Now, with a shorter wheelbase and a less aggressive approach angle, you'd think that the Tacoma would do worse, but that is not true, and here's why. Rear locker and a disconnecting front sway bar. I got absolutely no wheel spin back here, and look at this articulation! Yes! So underneath here, I've got a skid plate under the engine as well as covering the transfer case. That differential is hanging pretty low, but still, it did what it's supposed to do. So this is a dual motor, but you've also heard me talk about the quad and the tri motor. So not only do you get more power in the tri and the quads, but you also get more drive modes, but you're also going to spend more money. So it is up to you. What are you going to do with your Rivian? Are you gonna stick to the streets and maybe a little bit of like soft sand off-roading? Or are you gonna go up in the rocks? Because that is going to determine your decision. Quad, tri, or dual. There is nothing I like more than getting on it in a wash. I mean, think about it. You got soft sand, you got quick turns, and you have the occasional gotcha. It is the best. So let's let these ponies loose and see what happens. Now, this dual motor does not have as many drive modes as the quad motor, but it does have a soft sand mode, and I like it a lot because I have not aired down. I'm at like 48 PSI. And look at this, I can go up super high, come back down. I can also set up my soft sand mode to have little or no regen, which is good because I don't want to bury the front end in any of this soft sand. Oh my God, this is so much fun. I love the fact like the stability control in this is great. There's no like traction control holding me back. I've got all of this like power right under my foot. This is fantastic. Oh my God, I love this. Oh, as terrible as this was on the hill climb, this is so much fun right now. How high can we get? Woo, super high. How high can we get? Oh wait, that's a big dip, big dip, big dip, big dip, big dip. Lots of big dips up here. That was so much fun. I love all the instant torque. That is amazing. I did come down off of a whoop a little hard. I think I hit that corner right there, which put me into limp mode. You get a little turtle on your dash. And then I didn't have enough juice to get up and out of the wash. But then like, I don't know, I got out of the truck to see if everything was okay. The truck turned off, turned it back on again, and then it cleared itself. So I don't know, here I am. Everything's good. It's a computer. Okay, in the Tacoma, not as much power as what I've got in the Rivian, but I do have a sand mode, which in theory should keep my traction control from interfering. At least the traction control off light, that is lit up on the dash. Foxtrot's in here, not the live valve, but they are bypass. The ride quality, it's just different. It's different from air suspension. So far, everything's been feeling pretty good. I'm like 30, 35 miles an hour here, which is pretty fun. That's a big bump. Boof. Ugh, ugh. Come on. Hey, we got through that run without cutting power. That's nice. That was nice. Oof. That's a big bump. Roar. It's a little bit slow to respond throttle-wise. I definitely like the R1T better. It's that instant power delivery, man. You can't go wrong. You can't go wrong. Okay, first of all, for a four-banger, this thing sounds really good, and I do like the Fox shocks. The only problem is that sometimes the traction control would kick in, and it didn't really matter if I was like left foot braking or if I was keeping it in gear. I still had traction control interference, and that did not happen in the Rivian. So I'm gonna say the Rivian takes this one. Here's some cool things about the Rivian. Everything is electric. I press that, and it comes down. The bummer is that it's not an automatic close. I actually have to manually close it. Come on. And you've got a cool air compressor. And since we got the adventure package, we got a full-size spare and a jack. Another electric button for my gear tunnel. Ooh. And it's cool to have a front, but wouldn't it be awesome if this part lifted up too? Because then it'd be easier to load stuff. I've got a lot of information on my screen, temperature of my motors, your pitch, your roll. That's all really cool. But in order to set up your HVAC, it's all from the screen, including moving the vents. What is that about? Oh, and when you get in here, yeah, there's no Apple CarPlay. So here's a few things I like about the Tacoma. First of all, it's got its own electric button. Brings the tailgate down. Well, watch, check this out. Press it again. It goes back up. Take that, Rivian. So I got steel bumpers, and I got a cool red tow hook and a place for my high lift jack so that, you know, like I won't kill myself when I jack the car up. But the first thing you need to do is take off this wheel lock and replace it with a regular lug, because I guarantee you, when you have a flat tire, you're not gonna have that key, and then what are you gonna do? I really love this extra bit of storage right here. And thankfully, we have Apple CarPlay. And these suspension seats are a total gimmick, and they completely impede your rear leg room. Look at this. Rock crawling isn't necessarily my jam, but it certainly does have its place in off-road. Plus, I couldn't come out here to Johnson Valley and not hit the granite, right? I mean, we're gonna find something better than that. Don't worry about it. Don't worry. We got you covered. All right, so this rock crawling section is gonna be all about the test of the 34-inch Pirelli Scorpion tires, as well as my breakover and departure angle. I'm all the way in my highest setting, and that means that my breakover angle is about 26 degrees and my departure angle is about 30 degrees. Ooh, it doesn't like that, but I got gravity working for me. Yeah, I got wheel off, I can feel it. Oh, it's not happy. Come on, baby. I'm so teeter-tottery right now. That back tire is up so high. She's going though. What's nice is I got gravity working for me, and I have all of my regen. I'm on max regen, so I am left foot braking because that's what I'm used to. Oh, she's gonna come down. I can feel it. There she goes. What I really want to do right now is adjust my mirrors just so I can see what's happening on that back tire, but I can't because it's all in the screen. Although I will say I dig this camera. However, there's no tire track view on this, so I don't know where my tires are in relation to what's on this camera. I'm gonna turn my regen down to low, just see if that helps make it a little bit smoother, because I don't feel like I'm being very smooth here. And that might just be because I am used to left foot braking, and so I want to keep doing that. Nope, she's got it. She's got it. Gravity, baby. Uh-oh. Go, go, girl. I'm pretty sure I was on 3 wheels there. Okay, now we've got one more obstacle, which is uphill. I'm not sure this vehicle would make it up with the brake torque vectoring, but coming down, it's pretty good. And of course, if I were in a quad motor, this would be no problem whatsoever. It would be very, very happy to do any and all of this uphill or downhill. Oh, let's turn on my regen, because now that I'm going downhill, I kind of want regen so that I don't have to use my brakes. Yeah, that's what's kind of cool, is that even though I don't have a low gear, because I've got all this major brake regen, it kind of acts like a low gear in that it will, whoa, take that back. Got a little tail happy there, didn't you? Nope. All right, luckily there is a less steep little shelf, and I'm gonna try to get some momentum here. Come on, Bubba, let's go. There she goes, there she goes. Oh, wait, no, don't talk. Okay, there she goes, phew. That was fun. Okay, so geometry is great. I never felt like I was gonna scrape anything. The 34-inch tires, that's a really good size for this truck and for what we were doing out here. It was nice to have gravity help me kind of get over some of that brake torque vectoring where the car doesn't want to go, but coming down a super steep hill, she's a heavy girl. And then on that last hill, we know that going uphill, the brake torque vectoring isn't really sufficient for what we're trying to do. So just being able to have an out that's a little less steep, I mean, she did that just fine. A little bit of extra work, but she was fine. All right, Tacoma time. Already this thing feels so much lighter than the Rivian, and it should, because it only weighs, you know, what, 5,000 pounds instead of 7,000 pounds. I do have a rock crawl mode, so we're in rock crawl. And let's see if I'm gonna have to put my rear locker on, because I know I'm gonna get a wheel up in this section. So let's see. Ooh, I got a wheel up, girl. Ah! Now, my departure and my breakover angle, not quite as aggressive as what's in the Rivian, but still very, very respectable. But so far I haven't drug anything, so that's good. So I will say that this feels a little bit smoother because I'm the one that's doing all of the braking with my left foot. In the Rivian, I had to fight the regen. Even when I turned the regen to low, there's still regen there. And so it's like two people are fighting over like the last piece of cake. So I do feel like this is a little bit smoother. Now right here in these little whoop-de-doos, this was where the Rivian struggled just a little bit because we had diagonal wheels. And even without the locker, the Toyota doesn't have a problem with that. All right, now in this section in the Rivian, because I had a wheel up in the front and in the rear, I had to do some work. This one is fine. I don't have to work at all. Yeah, coming down this hill, way easier because I don't have, you know, 7,000 pounds of butt behind me. All right, I have not locked the rear. I don't know if it'll do it without the rear locker. Oh, look at that. Like it was easy. All right, good things on the Taco. I love the fact that I could just left foot brake and that's the only input that is going on. I didn't have to use my locker, so if things got gnarly, I still had a place to go to help myself out. And the tires still felt pretty good. What I don't like on here is the camera. It's terrible. Now, yeah, they both did it, but the Taco was just a lot easier. Now, one thing we haven't talked about is range and charging. Our Rivian with the max battery pack, that can get about 371 miles of range, but keep in mind that is on the pavement. Our Tacoma, that's got an 18-gallon fuel tank, and that can go about 414 miles, again, on the pavement. Out here, our Rivian's been getting 1.67 miles per kilowatt hour, and our Tacoma is at 13.3 miles per gallon. Now, when you do all of the math, guess what? The combination of the pavement and the dirt puts them right at about 235 miles of range, both of them. Now, there is a Rivian charging station about 30 miles away in Joshua Tree, although there are some chargers closer, but gas is only 15 miles away. Our Tacoma TRD Pro all-in is right around $65,000, while our dual motor Rivian, that starts in the 70s, but we've got the all-terrain package, we've got the bigger battery, so now it's in the 90s. In the 90s, and listen, we had some trouble today. Now the Tacoma, it is a great truck. It's a jack of all trades. It'll pretty much do everything that you want it to do, but today, I had a lot more fun in the Rivian, especially in the wash and in some of the softer stuff. For me, I think I would prefer to spend the extra money, get that quad motor, and know that I'm gonna have more fun, and I'm gonna have the assurance that I'll be able to get up that hill when I got all four motors going at the same time. Pew, 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 pew. Y'all, I swear at some point we are going to get this Cybertruck out there. But for now, tell me what you think about the Rivian dual motor in the comments and like and subscribe, baby.